Good morning, Friday. Yes, we are. It is Friday, and you guys are joining quickly. We've got people from Facebook. We got people from my restaurant owner coaching and support group. We've got my members at Restaurant Transformation Intensive member group from Facebook. You're here for the right place. Today we're talking about patience. I cannot wait to talk about it. It is something that I need to self-coach. Let's get those good mornings going first. So there's a couple things. I'm going to have a team. My team's going to put, if you're in Facebook, a link that says restream.io/FB for Facebook. Got to click on that so Facebook gives you permission for me to see your name. Otherwise, I'm going to see Facebook user. If you're on YouTube, make sure you log into your account or you're not going to be able to participate with the old chatty chat Chatterton. We're going to get started here with my good friend Chris Schoenberger. Let's go. It's Friday. For those of you who don't know, Chris at one point in time, I believe would we call you a professional wrestler or a semi-professional wrestler? So I can hear you hyped up. I can hear it this morning. We've got a Facebook user. It says, good morning. You were probably the second person or first on Facebook to say good morning. Make sure you click on that link. Give Restream permission for me to see your name. Good morning, Kim. It is awesome to have you. It still throws me a curve that it goes Newsom Kim, not Kim Newsom. And we've been doing this for a while. Again, the chat's going to look like so. Mary in my members group put in chat.restream.io/FB. And Jenny in my non-member Facebook group, but private Facebook group, says make sure you click on it. Here it is again, chat.restream.io/Facebook. And then we've got our friends from again, YouTube, just log in. Good morning, Friday from Gina. It is awesome to have you. Let's see, Chris says, professional mother truckers. That's right, my friend. Pro. When you get paid, you're a pro. Let's go shoot the shit. Let's do it, Avery. Good morning to have you. It's good to have you this morning. Hope you are doing well. Laura, what's going on? Good morning to you coming from YouTube. And we've got a good morning from Jason Terry. Now, whenever I think Jason Terry, my wife is a U of A University of Arizona graduate and played basketball there. So I ever think Jason Terry for the athlete. Good morning from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Good morning from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Dana, what's going on? Good morning to you. It is awesome to have you. Cheers, my friend, from Mark McShaffrey. Mark saw your live with Matt Plapp out there. Looked like an awful lot of fun. I cannot wait to hear about the success you had with him in town at the Mastery Plus meeting. And that's just next week. Crazy talk. I'm with Avery. Let's freaking go. All right, man. You guys are getting me pumped this morning. We have Roadhouse, Paige, Roadhouse, Paige, Roadhouse. I'm guessing Paige, and it's Roadhouse. What's going on? Good morning from Texas. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Bootstrap Studio. Hey, David, will a restaurant owner pay SMMA agency 500 retainer considering their profit margin? I don't know what an SMMA is. And if you're on here to solicit, this is not the place to be. This is for restaurant owners who want and managers who want to make a change in their business. Rodrigo, what's going on, my friend? Good morning from Massachusetts. Rodrigo, do you know that I graduated from Northeastern University? Are you aware of that, my friend? So I know Massachusetts pretty well. And I hope things are going well for you. I see you on Facebook all the time, traveling, doing some things, always going and looking like you're having a good time. And I hope you had a good time in Texas at my good friend Steve Brown's place. Steve is awesome, as is the old elite group and all my old members there. We're going to get started here. What we got here? Hold on. Chris is replying to you. Here we go. Let's get started. Welcome to Shoot the Shit with DSP. STS with DSP happens every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook and YouTube, travel schedule permitting. We're going to invest about 30 minutes out of your day, get pumped about the upcoming weekend, get excited about crushing goals and finding the motivation to be the best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions. I'm David Scott Peters, creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula and your coach. And today I'm going to talk about one of the most important skills we all need to have as leaders in our restaurant, and that's the skill of patience. And I'm going to tell you, as I deliver this lesson, as I always do, I am self-coaching too. Type A personality, undiagnosed ADHD, I'm sure of it, and patience is something that I need to work on. But again, for you latecomers, make sure that if you're in my Facebook groups, you click on the link, restream.io/FB, to give Facebook permission for me to see your name when you're commenting, asking questions. I know who you are. And on YouTube, make sure you log in. Let's get started. Have you ever heard the phrase, patience is a virtue? Patience is a virtue. Well, Google defines patience as the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Now think about that, right? You've got a delay or trouble, and you can get through it without getting upset or angry. Now, wow, I got to say is wow. Is there a day in your life when you don't have something that could put you in a state of impatience, especially in the restaurant itself? Impatience, right? The negative part of that, not patience, but impatience, often comes from simple events like getting stuck in traffic. Have you ever found yourself driving to work or somewhere and you're running a little bit late and there's an accident, there's something, you find yourself just getting completely upset, just worked up, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is just kind of what's going on. So basically, impatience is when you surrender all the negative thoughts that come and into your head as there's delay or trouble in front of you. Now put that into your restaurant life. Impatience. Impatience often comes from what? A team member not moving fast enough with doing their side work. Like, come on, you get this done. Impatience can come from a manager who makes a bad decision that costs you a lot of money. You can find yourself getting very much upset because they made that bad decision. You don't have any patience for a bad decision. Impatience in your restaurant is often a customer who says the salmon tastes fishy. Like how many times, like you're kidding me, it's salmon. Yes, it tastes fishy is always the reaction I had as a manager on the floor. It's like, I need to have a little patience. Impatience is easy to come by. You don't have to think about it. It's just a natural reaction. There it is. And the list goes on and on when it comes to our restaurant and the ability to be impatient, if you will. But the key to having patience is you get to choose your response. You could choose to react in a manner where negative feelings build up, or you could choose to count to 10. Take a deep breath and be calm in your reaction. That's your choice. Let me share with you a little bit about my last 3 days. So many of you who've been following for any length of time know that I rowed in high school, the sport of crew. I was a scholarship athlete, D1 school, Northeastern University. As a rower, sat on my ass, went backwards on the Muddy Charles, took about a 32-year hiatus from rowing, and found my way back to the sport about a year and a half ago. And very quickly, found myself competing again, because that first year was relearning how to row, relearning how to compete. And man, I'm getting to where I'm probably in the top of my game, at least where I am today, physically, mentally. I'm always striving to be better. But I'm not a beginner. Never really wasn't a beginner when I started back, right? I had 8 years of experience under my belt. Well, one of my coaches is an Olympian, and she is unbelievable. And she got up with another Olympian, and they run basically rowing camps. Well, they had one here at our boathouse, our boatyard in Tempe, Arizona, and they were short a rower. My coach gave me a call and said, hey, would you fill in? They're novice rowers to sophomore rowers, meaning they're 1-2 years into the sport. Would you come row at the camp to fill it out? And, I'm like, okay. Now remember, I'm a competition level rower. These are people just beginning. And I knew that it wasn't going to be the best rowing in the world. Now there's all different sized boats. We rowed doubles, which is 2 rowers. We each had 2 oars. Quads, 4 rowers, each have 2 oars. And an 8, which is sweep, we all have 1 oar. Well, the first couple days I rowed both in doubles and quads, bowing all of those because I knew the waterway. And that's when you're in the stern and you're literally steering. There's no mirrors. You're turning and looking. You're coaching the boat. You're making sure things move well. Well, I had some of these inexperienced rowers in front of me, and I could have chosen to get frustrated. I could have chosen to get upset going, this is not the normal people I row with. This is not going well. Instead, I chose to coach. I chose to have patience. Going into it, understanding these people I were going to row with didn't have the same skill sets I had. So I found myself being patient until the very last day, when I got caught in a quad with a novice rower in front of me. And this rower struggled big. And I had to go back in my brain back in high school when I first was learning how to row, and things were not easy for me. And that last day with this person in front of me, I found myself getting impatient. I found myself barking. Like we were doing drills 2 at a time, just 2 of us at a time. And my partner, I had to follow because she was part of the 2 and couldn't get things done. And I found my voice level going up and up instead of being more patient. And I wasn't pleased with myself. And I'm sure it wasn't the greatest reaction for the person in front of me who had paid good money to fly to Arizona to go to a camp to learn. The last thing she needed was somebody like me getting impatient behind her. Now, what did I do differently from the first 2 days to the last day? And what could you do to remain patient when dealing with delay or trouble situations in your restaurant or your life? And again, as I'm coaching you, I'm coaching me. This is one of my biggest struggles as a type A personality, is patience. Well, you need to pay attention to your emotions. You need to recognize your feelings. Like, are you feeling angry? Is there fear, frustration, or happiness or excitement? Your emotions can steer you in the right or wrong direction. And quite often, impatience really strives from those negative thoughts again. You can pay attention or start to be more grateful and mindful instead of getting frustrated. Slow your mind down. Think about what you could be grateful for. Instead of flying off the handle at a manager who didn't do a good job, going, man, I'm thankful I have someone who can run shifts. I'm thankful for somebody who's willing to learn. I'm thankful for the opportunity to coach this person versus, oh my gosh, can't they think like me? What about welcome uncomfortable situations? Treat each uncomfortable situation as an opportunity to learn and grow. See, when we avoid, like, we don't like conflict, we don't like things we don't like, we try and avoid them. By avoidance, you're only making things worse the next time you encounter a stressful situation. So when there's a chance, an opportunity that you feel uncomfortable, that you're like, man, this is just I'm going to be impatient. I know I'm going to be upset with the delay or the trouble that's coming from this. Immerse yourself in it, embrace it, go, I have an opportunity to learn. Now, reframing that situation doesn't make it so bad. Take a deep breath. Like, slow down your breathing. Because when you slow down your breathing pattern, like when you automatically help yourself relax. I mean, even that one little example I just did, I could feel stress leaving my body. Now you need to resist your natural impulse. Like when it comes to impatience, you need to resist your natural impulse. This is one I have. And my brother Chris on here, he knows, he has it too. I've seen it. Instead of getting angry, figure out the way to solve the damn problem. It's so quick and simple to get angry with somebody because they screwed up. It's another to sit there again, take the deep breath and go, man, how can I fix this problem? How can I help this person? Now, you need any other reasons why you should be working towards becoming more patient in your daily life, but especially in your restaurant life? Well, becoming more patient will reduce your stress. Becoming more patient will improve your attitude. Becoming more patient improves your sense of gratitude, but most importantly, when you come from a place of patience, when you can come from a calm demeanor in stressful situations, in delay or struggles, when you can be patient, you can transform your relationships. In today's day and age, when we have a labor shortage because we, quite frankly, for generations have treated our restaurant people like shit, there's been a reckoning, and we've had to learn how to show people appreciation. And there's no better way to show somebody appreciation when you can be patient with them as they learn, as they grow. And that will make you a better leader. So I hope sharing with you about this importance of patience can focus it in your brain, because I'm telling you right now, when you get curt with an employee, when you get short with a staff member, when you are impatient with a family member, it escalates things. It makes things, well, puts them in a negative light. When you take the time to relax, think about things, and approach it with patience, people will follow you. People will respect you. And quite frankly, you're just going to feel better about your day and yourself, your life, and all the relationships around you. And you as the leader of your business, when you're more patient, that's what you put out there. Your staff will have more patience. Your customers will have a better experience. See, you're at the top. How you act affects everything below you. So I hope this lesson on patience helps you. Again, I want to be perfectly clear. I am self-coaching myself. This is one of the biggest things I have to work on a routine basis. So by no means am I saying I'm perfect, but I am saying I recognize it and I need to work on it. And that's what you have to do too. That concludes my portion of Shoot the Shit with DSP. Now it's time for you, your questions, your comments, anything you got going. What'd you guys think about that? Did you appreciate that as being the topic for today? Let's see what we got here. We got a good morning from Deja. Deja, good morning to you. It is awfully wonderful to have you. Awfully wonderful? It's wonderful to have you. Bruce Landy, what's up, my brother? Good to have you. Let's see here. Brad Hackert's in the house. Patience, persistence, and perspiration makes an unbeatable combination for success. Napoleon Hill. Dude, you're dropping Napoleon Hill bombs on my ass. Love it. It's good to see you, my friend. Well, I wish I could see you. Lindsay, what's going on? Good morning from New Orleans. I need to make it back to New Orleans, and I need to go visit you guys. Chris says, holy crap, Brad Hackert is on here. Yeah, I said the same thing, man. Holy crap, Brad Hackert found some time away to be on here. So we've got an awful lot of you here. Do me a favor, reach out. Tell me if you've got a question, a comment, or if you'd share with me, how many of you struggle with being patient? Put in the comments that, yes, you struggle with being patient. And if you do, share with me maybe one thing that you do that helps you cope with being impatient, brings you back to patience. Let's see here. We've got Chris starting it off, says, he remembered us little people. Hey, be nice to Brad. Brad's the shit. Come on. All right. Again, in the comments, do me a favor. Are you struggling with being impatient? And if you do, what do you do to work on it? How do you bring yourself into patience? I'm going to give you an opportunity. When I look over here, this is where all the comments are coming in. So I've got you coming live from YouTube, from my Facebook member group, and my non-member group on Facebook. We've got a good 20-something 5 people on here. So there's got to be a little interaction. Or are you guys done with me? Did I need to stretch out and be longer with my thought process? I'm going to give it here a second. If not, I'm going to pick on Deja, because Deja knows. Deja saves me. It's usually with the last second when I want to give up. Deja will give me something. Questions? Comments? You guys had enough of DSP already this morning? Here we go. Lindsay, thank you for saving me. Itemize my liquor, wine invoices right now. What do you classify Bloody Mary mix, pineapple juice, etc.? I'm going to put that under my liquor, because those are my mixers for my liquor expense. We've got here, Chris says, I struggle with it. I've learned to utilize my wife. Let her go and handle things I know I struggle with. It makes me more patient as she handles those things I can't be patient for. Hey, nothing wrong with finding that coping mechanism or putting somebody in between you. That's why I often talk about the importance of, as an owner, if you've got multiple locations, having an operations person. As an owner, if you've got one location, your general manager or an implementer who kind of is in between you and the staff. Like, you might get a little barky and they can understand because they've got bigger shoulders, can handle that. And then they demonstrate patience with everybody else. I think that's a good strategy. Dana says, I struggle at times, but I find taking a moment to breathe, process situation, then revisit when I can address it in a better way. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a fantastic thing. Is sometimes, people say you should never go to bed angry with your, when you're a couple. Maybe you should go to bed angry, because stupid shit comes out of our mouth when we have too much time, or we don't take enough time to think about it. Gina, good morning. Gina says, when I'm triggered by something, I'm immediately impulsive and impatient. I've learned to ask myself, what am I triggered by? And, that's big. For those of you who don't know Gina, listen to the podcast she did with me. I think she's probably one of the strongest people I know when it comes to making sure your employees feel appreciated and come from a place of gratitude. But again, even the strongest of us can struggle with patience. Facebook user, do me a favor, click on the link that says restream.io/FB so I can see your name. You'll notice it says Facebook user on here. I have a question. When making recipe costing cards, should labor be included in the menu item to come up with an accurate food cost percentage? My short answer is no. Labor does not belong in a recipe costing card. That's why we pay attention to the topic called prime cost. If you want to go in depth on prime cost, make sure you go to my YouTube channel, David Scott Peters. Okay? And I cover prime cost over and over again. If you're in my member group, I've got lessons on prime cost in the member site. But let's go over it. Prime cost is total cost of goods sold plus total labor costs, including taxes, benefits, insurance. Prime cost is the number we're shooting for. If I do $850,000 a year more in sales, I want to do 55% prime cost or lower. Under $850,000, 60%. So depending on where your recipe cards come and your ideal food cost based on your customers, what they purchase, your mix, and all your categories, we could run anything. We could run a 25% labor cost, and what's left over, 30% for cost of goods sold. We could flip it, run a 30% labor cost, 25% cost of goods sold. So it doesn't matter. It depends on where you're located, style of service, price point, quality of product, your core values drive where those numbers are. But food cost and poor costs are, well, no labor. Labor comes in prime cost, the one number you must know to have any chance to make money. Laura says here, just getting ready to open my first restaurant. Congratulations, excitement, palpitation. Watching a lot of your videos that are great. Thank you very much. Flattery will get you everywhere with me. Do you have a good starting point for a new owner? What videos to start with? Well, I'm going to tell you this. I would probably go on my YouTube, start looking at Restaurant 101, and then look up for checklists. So I tell people, when you're starting off, the number one thing we've got to do is Restaurant 101 right. Hot food hot, cold food cold, clean, safe work environment for your guest employees, wow customer service, incredible product, now to go. Nail that down first. That is your priority. We have an opportunity, and we have, well, quite frankly, we're given this incredible opportunity to create memories for people, right? With that said, then it's checklists and cash controls. If you can't get your managers to follow a checklist, it makes you think they're going to start taking inventory every Sunday accurately, on time. If you don't know where every penny makes it to the bank, how can we trust? We need to trust and verify. After that are all the big systems that I teach. But if you focus on Restaurant 101, you focus on that guest experience, you focus on the cash makes it to the bank, and everybody knows and runs things to your standards with checklists, you're in a great starting point. That's where I would start. I hope that helps. That's a big question. Mark says, I used to have an issue with patience, but being patient with your staff teaches them to also be more patient with coworkers and guests. I just take a deep breath and put a smile on my face and push forward. I believe that, my friend. You come across as we've known each other, as probably one of the most calm people I know. And whether that's a facade, I would never know. I think you do lead by example. Lindsay says, should I have catering and banquets as a sales category in Toast, or does that just fall under food? Great question. Food is food, liquor is liquor, bottled beer is bottled beer, draft beer is draft beer, wine is wine, merchandise is merchandise. So we could put that in a revenue center, meaning you could say, we've got our dining room, we've got a bar, we've got catering. We could do that, but food is food. All the items, so it's where it's rung up, is the revenue center in your POS system. But food is food is food. You make the food in the same kitchen, you buy the food in the same kitchen. There's not a real easy way to say, well, what's my food cost and labor cost separated? Class accounting and our QuickBooks, we can do that. But the fact of the matter is food is food. Excellent question. Laura McGuire, grazie. It is grazie to you. All right. I have a terrible accent. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns, and anything you want? Now's your time. We've got another about 6 minutes. I'm willing to hang out here on this beautiful Friday morning. I would say I'm grateful. I'm going to have an opportunity to go visit my son in Tucson tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. Off topic. I just finished my own budget Monday, and I can honestly say I love budgets. Fun to create, and I feel so good about what I created. First time doing it myself. Usually someone did it for me. Feel different teaching managers now about it. I think that's awesome, Chris. And I know you used to do it. I used to do it for you. I'm sure Fred had done it for you, or Gino from my old company. There is something about taking ownership. Once you learn the nuances, of budgeting. And for those of you who have not read my book, Restaurant Prosperity Formula, What Successful Restaurateurs Do, you can find it on Amazon, shameless plug, or any online book reseller. I give you in chapter 3 or 4 the ability to opt into my site, and I give you a lesson on budgets and my budgeting spreadsheet, a tool that I had programmed. It's not software, but it acts like software, and it's pretty powerful. What Chris is using in my old company is an online software program called Budget Creator Pro. So now it's Budget Builder MVP. Budgeting is the number one thing you've got to have. I always tell people the two most important systems any restaurant should have are budgets and recipe costing cards, because they're proactive systems. And there is one thing that in the beginning, some training wheels to have somebody, a coach like me, do your budget for you, with you. Now I do it with you, and it can take, Chris can tell you, I'm unlike some other people that he's worked with, I can take 2, 4, 6 hours working on your budget. We're going to go line by line by line by line, debating every item, educating ourselves, and buying into it. And while that's great in the beginning, first, second, third year maybe, Chris, I think it's fantastic that you're doing it on your own, because when you take ownership of your plan for success and you buy into, you understand how everything connects and why all the systems are done, you come from a position of knowledge and power, a better leader. And you're right. You can then share with your managers with more confidence that it was your number, not a number somebody else gave you. So congrats on that. We've got several comments coming here. Kim says, having her first strategic planning meeting in 15 years. Raise the roof Monday. Here we come. Reviewed your book to bring goodies to the table when we meet. I hope so. You know, I hope you love the book. Those of you who have my book, here we're shameless plug. Let's go all the way into it. Let's bring up a visual restaurant prosperity formula, what successful restaurateurs do. Go buy it. It is the key to success. It's the recipe the most successful restaurant operators I've ever worked with, like Chris, my old elite group, and now my Mastery Plus people, and RTI coming up. It's the foundational systems to success. And I'm telling you right now, it's the same stuff I teach in my 2-day seminar. Next one's coming up here in May. We'll be announcing that here real soon. It's the same as my RTI program, Restaurant Transformation Intensive Program, is in the book. All the knowledge is there. It's just how you want to consume it. But that's fantastic. I'm happy to see that. We've got, let's see, next here, we have Chris says, 100%, I get it. It's not why. It's now why it's so important 9 years later. Feel like an idiot I didn't get before. No, we move at our own pace, dude. Like, I can't make you ready for a message till you're ready. And some point in time, it clicks. The key is that you reached out, head coach, and you kept trusting the process. Now you own it. You're that much better. Bruce Landy says, hi, David. I have a question. When I put a cleaning checklist together, should I have a course correction or a correction of action, one to correcting what is not done at all or properly? I think what you're saying is when somebody doesn't do what's necessary, do I have a course of correction? The answer is this. I don't really follow the question perfectly, so re-ask it if I don't answer your question properly. Checklists are no good without a manager inspecting that they've been complete. Checklists are merely a list of shit that's got to get done. If there's not a supervisor, manager, lead employee, somebody to inspect that the things were done, things don't get done to your standard. So number one, when somebody comes in and checks the checklist, say, hey, that wasn't done to our standard, you fix it right then and there. You teach them and they fix it. They do it. Then you go back and change your checklist and add more detail to make sure it is clear. So the next time somebody reads it, they don't need that correction. That would be my answer. All right, we've got here. What do we got here, Jenny? Jenny put in, watch this video. I think this is in response to your question on what videos to watch. Fantastic. Look at Jenny's just looking up all this YouTube videos for you guys to watch when you open your restaurant. Thanks, Jenny. You're the best. That was busy. You get busy. Hey, Facebook user, best book ever written on the subject. Thank you. Who are you? Type in your name for me. You need to click on the link that says restream.io/FB. But do me a favor, at least let me know who you are, who just wrote the best book ever. I want to thank you personally. Chris says, the person who commented that she was opening a first restaurant soon, if she doesn't have your book, I want to buy her a copy and send it to her. DSP, can you make that happen and let me know? I don't know if I can make it happen. Depends on yeah. So the person who's opening your new restaurant, do me a favor, email me at david@davidscottpeters.com, or go on Facebook and message me there, or put it in the comments on YouTube, and one of my team, we can reach out to you. My good friend Pasquale. Dude, you made me wait so long for you to sign your book before I left Vegas. You're killing me that one year. I hope you are doing awesome. I hope to see you at Pizza Expo. I'm going to be coming in speaking at a bar and restaurant Expo and Pizza Expo. I'm only doing 1 day Pizza Expo, 1 day restaurant and bar. Love to catch up with you, have a drink. Maybe not as many the first time we met. Chris says, thanks, dude. My gift to her. Very kind of you, my friend. Laurie says, grazie. Looking forward to your book. Well, there we go. We're going to make that happen. We'll figure it out between the two of us. Who else has any questions, comments, or anything? We're right at our half hour. I'm going to hang out here for just another minute or so if somebody has something, burning question or comment. Hey, let me give you some disappointing news. For those of you who look forward to Friday, Shoot the Shit, there is no Shoot the Shit with DSP next Friday. So Friday, February 3rd is an off day because I'm actually having my Mastery Plus meeting for my mastermind group in Vegas on February 1st and 2nd, and I'll be driving home that morning on the 3rd. So there'll be no Shoot the Shit then. And there'll be no Shoot the Shit on February 10th. It looks like there are going to be 2 weeks off, no Shoot the Shit. I apologize. I'll try and make it up to you. I'll probably come up with something to keep you interacting. But in the meantime, make sure you join my Facebook group. And that would be the Restaurant Owner Coaching and Support Group. Make sure you answer the questions. My team will let you in there. For my members, make sure you join our Discord group. Make sure you're getting involved with each other on there. Otherwise, I'll do my very best to get back on air as soon as possible. But again, the disappointing news is there's no Shoot the Shit February 3rd. There is no Shoot the Shit Friday, February 10th. But I will return. Let's go backwards here. I will return on February 17th live here on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see here. Chris is being nasty to me. He's giving me boos. Boo. Dude, you know, I told you, travel scheduling permission. He says, oh yeah, never mind, yes, because you're going to see me in a couple of days. And Chris says, boo again. You're killing me, dude. All right, well, that concludes Shoot the Shit with DSP. I am so thankful for you guys taking your Friday morning to spend it with me. I'll miss you for 2 weeks. I'll be back on that third week. In the meantime, if you're looking for help, go to my Restaurant Owner and Coaching Support Group on Facebook. Email me at david@davidscottpeters.com. Or go to my site, click up on the upper right-hand side, opt in for either if I've got my video lesson there or an opportunity to get a discovery call with Ryan James. That's something opportunity you have. Otherwise, love you all. Thanks for motivating me every Friday and allowing me to help you with just a little bit of getting the weekend off, going off on a good path. Love y'all. Peace. Kick some ass, everybody. That's the end of